Okay, so what you should now have on your screen is the following table. So you should have the rest of this filled in. You should see all of those cells filled in appropriately with the correct breaks and things like that. So make sure your table looks identical to mine and make sure that your links all work before you move on to the next chunk. So what we're going to do next is we're going to look at how to display rules within a table in different ways. So if you look here, I have some notes for you, so this should match up with your notes packet. And the rules attribute is something that goes within the table tag. And this is used to create horizontal or vertical lines within a table that go around individual cells. So we know by default, because we've already seen this, that there are just rules by default. You can see where those tables break. You can see that. But we can actually change that. So what we can do is the first is we can add in columns, we can add in rows, and we can actually add in none. So we're actually going to experiment with that a little bit and add that in. So what I'd like you to do is go into your table tag right here, and I want you to add in the rules attribute. So again, note by default that by default the rules appear. Now if we do rules equals columns and we run, what you'll notice is there are only rules in between the columns. So here where we had rules all over the place, we now have rules just between the columns. And now if I change this, so if I go to the next chunk and I change this to be rows and I save it, I run it in Chrome, now you'll see that I just have them between the rows. So I can change my rules to just display between columns by using columns as my rules attribute value. I can just have the rows. What I can also do, the third option that I can force it to do, is I can put none. Run in Chrome, and now you'll see it has none. So here's the default where we have rules everywhere. We have all the rules. Here we have just the columns, just the rows, and none at all. So we have a couple of different options with our rules. And just again, something to specially note, by default, a table will display all the rules. So if you want something different, you need to specify that to your browser by including that within your table tag.